Hello everyone, my name is Dash and welcome back to the Danganronpa. May you excuse me, I am sick. I was and I'm recovering, so excuse me for my voice if I'm speaking through my nose or whatsoever. I just want to apologize before I can continue. Anyways, last time we got executed, but Alter Ego saved us, so now we're in this. This is a desk. It's probably the one that fell down here with me. You know what? Let's just escape. No, that is easy, huh? It's locked. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't gonna be that easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon, I decided to look around for some food. I can't find any. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. Exactly. But that was pointless too. Next, I searched for some water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are an all-around bad idea? Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked on all sides, but that's still not enough reason to give up because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I will never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was go to sleep. Yeah, dude, yeah. You get executed and you end up in some room. You wake up because you were like knocked out, because you were falling. Maybe from stress, maybe from, just knocked out. And you wake up and you're like, what the hell, where am I? You look around, you look for some food, you look for some water, and then you go to bed. Dude, that is just... Okay. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. And all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign, not exactly. It was Kyoko. What the? The strange sound pierced my sound isolation, jarring me awake. As I watched the pile of garbage jostled and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down over there? Something fell from the above. What could it have been? Junk. Did a giant piece of treasure fall down here? I carefully stretched my hand out towards whatever it was that had tumbled down here with me.
Just a second.
A giant piece of trash. Rude. Dude, before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was. How the hell did I even know?
Smells awful.
I just knew it was Kyoko, dude. Oh my god. I'm not even surprised. I knew it was gonna be Kyoko. This place smells awful. Kyoko,
Indeed.
you look like you're doing better than I expected. Oh, yeah, this dude has been sleeping, had the best sleep of his life. You don't even know, because every night when he was at school, he would wake up by either Kyoko or some other person knocking at the door. But now, look at him, peacefully sleeping. What are you doing here?
So...
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You've got a bit of garbage in your hair. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again.
Hey.
First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat. We can talk once you're finished. How cute. Thank you. I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way towards my stomach. That really hit the spot. Now, I've got all the energy I need to keep going. So you still haven't given up then? Of course not. After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at. Well, it's not such a bad thing to be good at. Okay, what do you want me to do? But Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me?
So...
To buy a nap? Not to a town. A town?
You...
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. Wrong, I actually did. First. So you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Don't say that, you didn't abandon me. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However,
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason that I had to survive, no matter the cost. Cause like you're the only smart person that can figure out whatever's happening here. Why did you have to survive?
it's true.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. The reason I had to survive
In other words,
is so that I could do what I came to the school to do. But I made up my mind to come to Hope Spring Academy for one very important reason. So you have some reason for coming to Hope Spring.
indeed.
That's right, at least I did. Once. Until recently I forgot what it was. Great. You forgot. But that's... I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible. Amnesia? Could be. Then, is it really true? You lost your memory?
Makoto.
Do you remember Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at the school? The first thing? You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself, a disconnect.
It would seem.
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time, I forgot. I couldn't remember why I'd come to the school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey,
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. Dude, oh my god, it seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. Dude, for what? And may you excuse me for, like, a second. Bye. Dude, I think it's such a pain to even listen to my own voice. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm sorry. It did not change a thing. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I'm so sorry. But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow, they would interfere with the mastermind's plans. So the mastermind just stole them from you?
However,
And it could also mean somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of the school and the mastermind, which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
why is that?
If I did that and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always the chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. What?
Correct.
Well, don't make too big of a deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind is one of us. If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she will look into her missing memory by herself.
However,
That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition, but... I see. Your intuition was right though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I understand.
Or...
I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here.
is to stay? Is to live?
It's to stay here.
Yeah. It's just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen?
listen.
Are you okay? Oh yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
Hey,
Even now, I still trust you, you know? It's just, I'm not used to relying on others.
correct.
I know I never ask you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. Okay. You said you had a reason for doing all that investigation on your own. So, how did it turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So,
I think there's still a lot I don't remember. but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. Okay, what's your ability? You mentioned your ability. My ability, what everyone should have known for me for. I'm the ultimate detective. Wow. Dude, it's just... I had bigger hopes. I just had... I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised. The ultimate detective?
Correct.
Like, it's so obvious. She has gloves on. And then she, like, investigates the body so deeply. So, like, you know, she gets into it, you know? So, it's not surprising at all. I'm not even surprised. It's just, it makes sense. And the reason I came to Hope Speak Academy, there was someone I had to find here, in the school. Mikusai Kuzaba, whatever her name is. You had to find someone. Who?
So...
Well... He was the headmaster of Hope Peak Academy. The headmaster. Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. Okay, well, that is surprising. Well, that... Okay. What?
In other words...
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope Peak. Kyoko's dad is Hope Peak headmaster. Then that explains... What Alter Ego told us how he thought that the headmaster was involved. I'll find a way. No matter what it takes, I'll find the headmaster.
No matter what?
No matter the cost.
So,
Kyoko, what's going on? My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose was coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
However...
But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. What did you see in there?
So...
The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess, the desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
It's true.
That was my assumption, yeah. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. This is some kind of map?
Indeed.
Excuse me. It's a layout of the eternity. Okay, of Hope Speak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room along with Booker profile and that key. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time, and I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, that room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there.
However...
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. So what was it like? The part of the school, I mean. It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in this school is more horrific than we ever imagined. What do you mean?
So...
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get it your chance soon enough. It sounds like it must be important. And really, I'm this Aminius? Dude, why are you like putting her back if I have to click her like 10 more times in order to talk to her?
However...
Like, see? Of course, once I got to the second floor of the doors, there was no cameras in the monitors, which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. Oh, like the... what's it called? The death thing. The trial. She didn't come to trial because she didn't know what was happening. It has to do with Bukuro Kusaba, doesn't it?
However...
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi. So then who did kill her?
Anyway,
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuro Kusama was to get me killed. Get you killed? Well, duh, because she's getting too curious.
indeed.
I stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation, they wanted to throw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was. The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulation?
That's right.
Exactly. With minimal restriction, you are free to explore. So it's gotta be at your discretion.
In other words,
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules? That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations.
hey,
There's one other thing I would like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Kusama. Oh my goodness, I sound like a goddamn not drag addict, like a dude. I'm not like a dude, like a, oh my god, I've been smoking 40 years of my life. Oh my god, it's killing me too. I'm not even like forcing it out. It's just, I don't know how it's happening. I wish I didn't. It's been like a week since I've been sick, and I thought today I would like be better. And I mean, I was, but the more I speak, the worse it gets, and then somehow it disappears. But if I relax my voice, it's just that. But if I high pitch it, it's fine. Okay, sure, let's high pitch it. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may not have become the victim. Wait, what? It could have been you, Makuro. What are you talking about? I could have become the victim.
indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Oh, when you were in my room? Do you mean? Yeah. During the night, I can hear them, you know. Dude, hear who? The footsteps of the god of death. Dude, I thought you were a detective, not like a fortune teller or another guy with, what's his name? The other guy who's like into the science and whatever, into astronomy, like they're siblings. What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me into cases just like this.
Anyway,
Which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell and I saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room. Wow.
correct.
I ran into your room and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However,
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to whoever the best guess I said it was. They ended up dead,
correct.
and their murder was disguised. And Jojuki wound up in my room. So I think it's just a setup. I think no one died. It's not a human. It's not. Mukuro Kusama didn't die. It's just a fake advertisement, you know. They put up like a fake body, and since it like blew up, they couldn't like see who it was. So they just like, it could have been, it's not a real body. That's what I'm thinking. It's just a setup, dude. No one died. That's so obvious. I don't know what I'm talking about. It all has to do. What? It all has to be with the work of the mastermind. In all attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. So all this would mean that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind, right?
Indeed.
I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you, because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right, that is a contradiction. And it's not just Makura. They needed the class triad to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So what does that all mean?
In other words,
It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more, and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. What? The other ultimate despair. There's no doubt that Booker was the ultimate despair, and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not.
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about
That's right.
what happened a year ago, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that, they're the ultimate despair.
It would seem
That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. They're,
indeed.
make no mistakes, they're the root of all the evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair. And that is a real enemy. 100 miles dash, pain of a Junko food junkie. The end. Okay, do I have one more chapter, right? It's 6 chapters, right? I think. Dream Island Rocket Puzzle. Yeah, let's save here. I thought, oh my gosh, I actually thought that would be it. I got excited a little bit, but I might stop here. Actually, it's been really short, but I feel like I'm forcing my voice, and it just doesn't sound great. I really do not want to mess up y'all eardrums with how I sound. Even though I have to, maybe I just have to rest my voice. No, it doesn't even help. If I actually don't do anything to it, it's just, oh my god. Maybe I gotta go drink some tea. But it's actually really, really annoying. I had so much motivation to actually play Danganronpa because I was addicted to Marvel, and I just wanted to escape Marvel. And I was like, let me load up Danganronpa. And I didn't even know I'm gonna sound like a person who has dropped a cigarette for a second. But even my terrific voice that makes you wanna go cry in a pitch. I hope you enjoyed. And I am 50 hours in this game now. I'm actually 40. But I just thought I would be, really near the end. But I think 6 chapters is the longest one. So I'm gonna see it later. Maybe later on today, if I manage to get my voice down or whatever. But for now, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.